What up, guys? It's Kinetik back. Did that video earlier tonight where I did the redo on the recruiting 101, where I did my first year with this Michigan team as the offensive coordinator, and showed you my process for recruiting. I'm gonna go ahead and do this year two. I almost didn't do it because I kept trying to get the video started, and for whatever reason my PlayStation did not want to stream. It kept causing errors, and I thought it was streaming, and I skipped the first 2 weeks, which were just bye weeks, or first 3 weeks, excuse me. Um, but I figured I'd try it again. This time it went live, so I'm gonna go ahead and rock with it. So I set up my board exactly like I did last time. If you want to get the explanation on how I set my board up, go watch the Recruiting 101 second take that I did earlier, or well, I guess last night now at this point, where at the beginning of that video I do explain how I set my board up. I set the board up exactly the same here. I've got kicker at the top. I've got the quarterbacks that I'm going for. I am going after two quarterbacks because I got two last season, but I lost two, and then I moved one to a different position. So I've only got four quarterbacks on the roster. Normally I only go after one quarterback in a season, but you know, Michigan has some quarterback issues for the first couple seasons in this game, so it is what it is. But so I got the two quarterbacks here. Hopefully we will avoid the Penn State stealing him at the last minute like they did last time. If that was going to happen here, it would probably be from Iowa, but we'll see how that goes. But we've got this guy who we're probably going to get regardless, so we're not going to be too bad off. So we are in week 3 of year 2. Set the board up exactly the same. The only difference is we were able to go a little higher than 50 on a lot of them, but doing the exact same process here. Exact same process. So I've went ahead and scheduled the visits for these two characters, or for these two players, excuse me. And I'm just going through the board right now. So we've got Tony Thompson, offensive tackle. We can go ahead and schedule a visit. I'm going to schedule that for week 4 as well. We'll sell proximity to home on that. We'll add the 10 back from the 50. Zach Thorne is still at top 8. Let's see. Alright, and then we'll add this extra 5 onto Sombrello. Last year we had a Sombrello and a McSurdy, and now we've got them again this class. So I wonder if those are legacies now. In my head canon, that's what we're saying. They're going to be brothers of the Sombrello and McSurdy that we got on the team before. So let's back out here. And for those that did watch the video from last night, I will show you real quick what the team looks like now. It doesn't matter because I'm not really going to be playing with this team. But I'll show you anyway. So for those that are curious what I'm looking at, in year 2 I've got 81 overall Jaden Davis. Jaden Denegal is his backup. I've got the 2 that we recruited last year. Cager is a 75 overall. Merchant is a 66 overall. At running back, oh sorry, and for those that wondered, I moved Alex Orji to fullback, using him as a fullback tight end, like that H-back role that Max Bredesen is. Since they have Max Bredesen incorrectly listed as a senior in this game, he is not able to come back for the 2025 season, although thankfully in real life we did get him to come back. Manu Mawia was an athlete that we recruited. I don't remember what he was projected as, but his best graded out position was at fullback. So we put him here and going to redshirt him. Even though he's higher rated, we're going to redshirt him during Orji's senior year because I do want Orji at fullback. Now, when I'm not going to be playing with this team, but what I do when I play with Michigan, I move Orji to fullback, and then I will make him the quarterback for Wildcat. So it works out pretty well, I think. At running back, I've got 3 active, and the 3 that we got last season as red shirts. I've got Cole Cabana, who's a speedster, 95-95. Jordan Marshall, who's a great all-around back, and then Micah Kapana, who is also a speedster. I need to get some of these power backs, but you know, I want to give them the red shirt year. So we'll be using Alex Orji in that power back role. Wide receiver, we've got Samaj Morgan, Tyler Morris, Fred Moore, all back from last year. Amorian Walker is here as well, 99.99. I'm actually going to put him at in the depth chart at wide receiver 1 because I'm going to be utilizing Samaj Morgan quite a bit as my slot receiver. Kendrick Bell and Amarian Stewart round out the 6 active receivers with Swoop, Dove, and Stick getting redshirted. Tight end, Colston Loveland did come back for his senior year. If you watched the end of the last video, he was the only one that first round projected pick that we got to come back for his senior year. He's got Marlon Klein and Zach Marshall, Brady Priestcorn and Hogan Hansen in their redshirt freshman years as well. We did pick up 3 tight ends in last year's recruiting class. Durbin, the blocking tight end, Easy and Silva were possession athlete tight ends, and I kept them at tight end. Offensive line, I move people around. I like to get pass protectors out on the outside, power and agility on the inside, Hamilton being one of the exceptions. So we've got Blake Frazier and Luke Hamilton on the left side of the line, both redshirt freshmen. We got Evan Link. I moved him inside to guard because he's a power offensive lineman with ground and pound. He's being backed up by Connor Jones and Jake Guanera. At center, I moved out Andrew Gentry from outside tackle to inside at center. He is the only active center, so the guards, Guanera, Jones, Roebuck is the starting guard over here. Although I'd imagine that I think in the depth chart it'll be Jones at starting with Guanera and Roebuck backing up the interior line. And then we've got Andrew Sprague and Nathan Afobe here on the right side of the tackles with Tobiesi redshirting. Defensive line, I've got true freshman Alex McGloster, who is a 79 overall. I could not start him. Although now I'm sitting here looking at it, and I may actually change this because he doesn't have any abilities. Devin Baxter is a good defensive end. I may go ahead and start him. Redshirt McGloster and unredshirt Seagal, just simply because I don't think Seagal's going to have a huge chance at starting in the future for us, so he's going to be kind of a career backup. So I think I'm going to make that change. On the right side of the line, I do have Lugard Edikpaye and DeAndre Moffitt. I like both of these guys a lot. Lugard Edikpaye is, for some reason, is just unreal in this game. Actually, I've been meaning to go look at this. So he's a star development, 4-star. He's got good finesse moves. Power moves aren't great, but his finesse moves are incredible. Power's not incredible. IQ's not. Run stopping's just so-so. And I don't know what it is, but he just develops like crazy in this game. I don't know what it is, though. Maybe it's the traits. So I just learned about this from watching Call Me Jaden. He does have quick jump, which becomes insane. But if you go over here and go to, what was it? Was it stats? Was it stats that you go to? No. What is it? Oh, traits. Here we go. Spin move, high motor, and those do matter. Okay. I don't know. Whatever it is with Lugard Edikpaye, he always develops into just an insane pass rusher. So, but Moffitt is one of the in fact, Moffitt and Braverman both were 2 of the athlete run stoppers. Like I was telling you guys, I think Manziel was as well here. And if you look at their stats, their speed, their power moves, finesse moves, block shedding, like they're pretty incredible. These run stopper athletes can literally play almost anywhere on the defense. So you find where they grade out the best at and put them there. Now me, I don't like defensive ends to be run stoppers. That's just a personal preference. So any run stoppers that I get, I move inside. So Kenneth Grant came back for his senior season, and then I moved Eno Etta, Cam Brandt, Derek Moore, Dom Nichols from end to interior defensive line. And then we've got Niswanger and Sledge on redshirt year. Now at linebacker, I do like to move my run support safeties down to linebacker. I know they're a little undersized, but I like that speed and athleticism at linebacker. So I did move Quentin Johnson down to linebacker. He's my starting left outside linebacker. Got Jimmy Rolder backing him up. Manny Battles is on his redshirt year outside. He's going to be great. Jay Barham inside. I did redshirt Ernest Hausman, and this is a little bit of a risk. Okay, he would be my starter. However, I was looking at it. Generally, you might get drafted if you're an 88. Usually, you have to be higher, and especially for like an early pick. So there's a good chance that if he has next year eligible, that I'll probably be able to talk him into coming back. So I went ahead and redshirted him here to see if that's an option. So we got Jay Barham in the middle with Mason Curtis and Jacob Oden, who also moved down from safety, backing him up. And then on right side, we got Brandon Hillman, a guy who I love watching hit people in real life. Redshirt sophomore, 85 overall, is a natural linebacker in my opinion. He's only 6 foot, 200 pounds, but he makes it work, man. And then we got Wesley Walker, also a guy that I moved down from safety, backing him up with the freshman Zukauskas, who was a run support safety on his redshirt year. At cornerback, we got transfer Maxwell Hairston at cornerback 1. He is a redshirt senior. Jair Hill, redshirt sophomore, is cornerback 2. Backed up by Cody Jones, Zeke Berry, Jaden Mangum, and Josiah Edmond. I will be losing Hairston, Jones, and Berry after this year. At free safety, we got transfer Miles Rouser, who came in. We've also got freshman Ryan McCurdy, who was an outside linebacker that I moved back to safety because he has the stats and the speed for it. Leon Hawkins, also a freshman that we brought in. They're both on red shirt. I moved Amir Hall from corner to strong safety, and with Orlovsky and Sands both on red shirt seasons. I've got kicker Dominic Zavada back for the 2025 season. I moved Adam Samaha from kicker over to punter with the freshman punter that we recruited on a redshirt season. Let me go ahead and make that change that I mentioned to the depth chart. I'm sorry, not the depth chart. First I need to change the red shirts. I'm going to redshirt McGlosser. I'm going to unredshirt Segal. I'm going to go to depth chart. Let me go ahead and set that. That looks fine. That looks fine. I'm going to put Walker up top here. Tight end looks good. Offensive line looks good, although I kind of wish Sprague, I want to have Sprague start here. I guess we can put a Phobie there, it doesn't matter. Okay, here we're going to have Baxter start with Segal and Moffitt. And then on this side we're going to have Eric Paye, Moffitt, and Segal. Looks good. That's fine. Alright, cornerback. Now we want Jaden Mangum in the gunner position. Safety, we'll put Zeke Berry above here. Keep Cody Jones there. Third down running back, we'll put Jordan Marshall and Micah Kampana ahead of Cole Cabana so we can get some rotation here. Alex Orji will be our power back, backed up by Jordan Marshall. Slot receiver, we're going to put Samaj Morgan up here with Freddie Moore and Kendrick Bell. Left end, we're going to put like this. Good. Oh wait, hold on. No, we need to put Kinetik Paye over here though. I want him always on the right side. We're gonna move Derek Moore up to rush D tackle 2. Sub linebacker. We'll keep Barham, but we're gonna move Hillman into number 2 spot there. Slot corner. Yeah, I'm good with that. Alright. Alright, we'll advance the week. Jump in and check the board. Now again, I'm going to do a quick run through. So we did lose out on Barry, okay. We lost out on Wiles, neither of which we were recruiting actively at the time. Alright, so now I'm looking for Max Hours, who's cut to top 5. Our kicker, who normally you don't have immediate competition on kickers, but it can happen. So when it does, you just treat them like you do any other position, because it is important for you to get a good kicker. It is incredibly important. So I just treat them as if they're a 5-star gem. So championship contender, we know all 3 of his. Championship contender is the better of the 3 grades. So we'll do that. Alright, now Shane Daly is cut to top 5. We can schedule his visit. Alright, we will schedule that for week 5 with Texas. Proximity to home. And then we'll add the extra 5 here. Jared Ezek, the other quarterback, we scheduled his last week, so we're going to add the 40 back. And his is going to be, what was that, football influencer? Yeah. Penn State, man. Always coming in trying to mess with us on quarterbacks. Alright, Maka Gold is one of the other guys that we scheduled for visit already. We'll set this up with the hard sell. We know pro potential, so it's going to be grassroots. Alright, we're good there. Jelani Tam is at now. If you notice, because we're putting more time on these guys are all hitting their top 5 a lot faster, right? Still the same system. You just gotta adjust to with what the game gives you. So now we did put an offensive visit here for the Texas Longhorns. So we're gonna put the defensive one for the next week, which will be Kent State. Next week that we're gonna be at home. Pro potential looks like the ticket there. We're going to take off this 15, turn it into a 25 with the other 10 we have left over from Send the House. And just like we did in season 1, same strategy. Deal still in top 8. Thompson is at top 5. We've already scheduled a visit, so let's see if we can figure out the sell. We know proximity to home. We don't know any others, but there's quite a few that are already revealed, so we should be able to figure this out. Again, what we're looking for here is a 3-piece combo that, like this right here, that has proximity to home and 2 uncovered ones. Or, I'm sorry, 2 covered ones. Unrevealed, I think is what I was looking for. So it could be Hometown Hero. It could be Conference Prestige. It could be It's Game Time. So it's got to be one of those 3. Now, because we have 75 total hours, we can do a triple soft sell. So Hometown Hero, Conference Prestige, or Conference Spotlight, excuse me. And what was the other one? Game Time, that's right. Alright. And Zach Thorne, we're in top 5, so let's get rid of Send the House. We'll schedule, this is going to be a defensive one, so we'll go with Kent State. Brand exposure. Alright, then we're going to turn this 15 into a 25. Kind of pushing through this a little quicker than the last video because it's the same system. It's a lot of the same, you know, repeating the same stuff, so if you need it slowed down, feel free to rewind or go watch the first part of the video. I don't do the quick edited videos. I do long form streams. I don't do this to make money. I do this because I enjoy doing it. So, alright, here's another defensive end we're going to put on week 7, Kent State. We're going to go proximity to home or pro potential. Pro potential is the better grade, so we'll go with that. We'll put the 25 on here. Matthew Priestley is at top 5. We'll send the house out. Schedule for the offensive week with the Texas Longhorns. We know brand exposure, so that's what we'll pitch on the visit. And we'll add the extra 10 here. Alright, Eric Brazil is still in top 8. Ralph McSurdy has cut to top 5, so we can take off Send the House. We can schedule a visit for the offensive week with the Texas Longhorns. We'll go proximity to home or athletic facilities. Athletic facilities is better, so we'll go with that. We'll turn this 15 into a, oh, well, actually into a 35. I could have left the 10 back on there. Alright, and then we got an extra 5, but we can't put 5 more on Sambrillo. The next one we could add is a 25, so we'll take this down here. Now Kroll we're completely unopposed on, a 5-star that we're unopposed on. That's crazy. But we'll go down here. Now Burford's moving pretty quickly, so I don't know if this 10 is enough to keep us in it, but hopefully we can get to Burford here soon, so we'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and simulate this week. Now, full disclosure, this season, because we went undefeated last season, and just to expedite what else I'm trying to test with this offline, testing a coach build to get the and to be able to do it at a lower level school, I have I've set force wins for my team for all of their games this season. Next season, when I do this, I'm going to force loss so that I can go get offers from a small school, and I'm going to take the coach build to a small school and see how it works. Alright. I was not going to do that, but since we went undefeated last season, I just felt like, you know what, let me expedite this, since the whole point is for me to test this build. Alright, we are having playstyle issues again with the safety like we did last season. We weren't actively recruiting Karoma anyway, so it's not a huge deal. We'll see if that's turned around by the time we get to him. Alright, so with Ramsey, we're at top 5. We scheduled a visit with a kicker the last time. Now we're going to go ahead and put the hard sell on, which is going to be aspirational. It's not the best, but not the worst pitch that we've got. All right, we have dropped down to second on Shane Daly because of Iowa. I have a feeling Iowa is going to do to us what Penn State did last season, but we'll play it out. So we know proximity to home. That's the only one we know. This is not going good so far. So it could be student of the game. It could be campus personality. It could be conference spotlight. Could be it's game time. There's too many. It could still be. So unfortunately, we're just gonna add the 50 back and try to uncover whatever is there. For a Zeke, which we may be looking at as our main quarterback commit of this class, we have put the correct pitch on. There's nothing more we can do here except ride it out. Alright, Maka Gold, we got grassroots on. There's nothing else we can add there. Jelani Tam, let's get his hard sell going. So we know pro potential, we know program tradition, so I believe that's going to be football influencer. Alright, Caleb Deal has cut to top 5, so we're going to send the house off. We're going to schedule him. Now he is a power rusher defensive side. We're going to put him, he's a defensive end projected, but there's already 2. I don't want to put him with 2 because then it just becomes a wash with 2 competitive visits, so I'm going to schedule him for week 11, which might be too late. I'm pretty sure it will be too late because we're in what week? 5 or 6. Yeah, I don't think he's making it that far, so I'm actually not going to schedule a visit with him. I'm just going to go straight into hard sell. I don't think we're making it to week 11, and I don't want to set up a visit with double competitive penalties. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw the 65 on and hope that's enough to win him. Alright, Tony Thompson. Okay, so we figured out it's hometown hero. So we'll go ahead and get that hard sell on. And then we'll switch this to the icing on the top hours with the full 75. Zach Thorne, let's get his hard sell going. We know brand exposure, so the only one that it could be is to the house based on what's left. Brian Bourne, we scheduled his visit. Let's get the hard sell on there. We know proximity to home and pro potential. I believe that can only be the clutch, but we're going to double check here. That is correct. So it's the clutch. Alright, Priestley, let's get the hard sell on. Now this can only be TV time, so we'll add that on there. Eric Brazil is still in top 8. Ralph McSturdy, we scheduled a visit last time. We know proximity to home and athletic facilities, so that's going to be... Oh, we don't have enough hours to do all that, so... So that's going to be coach's favorite. And I'm going to take this extra 5 off of Burford here. And this may mean that we need to get out on Burford, but we'll see. I'm going to get my full hours on McSturdy. Sembrillo is still in top 8. We have no more hours, so let's back out. Advance the week. Alright, so we did lose out on Hicks. Move him. still slacking on the interceptions for the playstyle for Karoma. Alright, so we're close to getting a commitment from Ramsey. There's nothing else we can do there. Daily, Iowa State has taken a lead now. That's interesting, but we're still in second. That's an interesting development. Let's see if we can figure out what the hard sell is here now. So, I mean, all we know is proximity to home. We have not uncovered another green check, but okay, conference spotlight, game time. Those are the only two it can be. So we'll do the double soft sell. It's game time, conference spotlight. We'll add on another 5. Alright, with the Zeke, there's nothing more we can do. We'll get a commitment this week. Maka Gold, same deal. Jelani Tam, nothing more we can add. Caleb Deal, nothing more that we can add. Tony Thompson will get a commitment this week. Zach Thorne will probably lose out on him this week. That sucks. Do we bail on him? I don't think it's week 7, is it? Unless it's week 7. No, it's week 5. So we're going to bail on Thorne because Oregon's almost got him locked up, and I think they have their visit this week. So that's just a waste of 65 hours at that point. Alright, so Brian Bourne, we can't do anything more, so we're just going to ride it out and hope that we can hold off Syracuse. Matthew Priestley, we're in second place. It's going to be a close race with us and Notre Dame. We'll see what that looks like next week. We have our visit this week, so maybe we'll take the first spot. Eric Brazil, top 5. We'll go ahead and get a visit scheduled. We know brand exposure. We'll sell brand exposure. What am I doing? I didn't mean to take that off. I meant to add 5. Alright, with Ralph McSurdy is not coach's favorite. That's my fault for assuming, I guess. It's aspirational. That could have been a misstep by me, but I don't think we lost too much from it, so we'll see if that ends up hurting us too badly. Alright, we can add a 50 here now for Sembrillo. Don't need to add anything for Kroll because we're still unopposed. Alright, is it too late to get in on Burford? We're about to find out. I'm going to take 5 off of Sembrillo. Actually, I'm going to take a little bit off of Sembrillo here because he's still in top 8. And I'm going to redirect this to Burford and try to jump in on Burford. We'll schedule that visit. Coach Prestige. Can we figure out knowing Coach Prestige? Could be student of the game, could be coach's favorite, could be prove yourself, could be prestigious. Alright, so we know it could be one of those 4 if we do a triple soft sell. Then we'll know if it's not one of those, then there's only one other one it can be. And then we're going to put this other 5 up here with Sembrillo for 1 week. Hopefully it doesn't hurt us too bad. Ooh, I just realized he's going to cut to top 5 and we won't make it without... Oh my god, what do I do here? Do I... Do we still have time on Karoma? We don't. Okay. What do we do? I think we're going to bail on Blair. gonna bail on Robbins as well. I don't think we can do this yet. I think we got to put this stuff back on Sombrello. I don't want to lose out on a 5-star trying to get a 4-star. We'll just put this 10 on Burford. Hope that we can still get into it next week, but I don't know. I think we might be spread too thin to jump back in on Burford, but we'll try. Alright, let's advance it past Texas. Alright, we got the kicker, Levi Ramsey. We got Ezekiel. We got Maka Gold. Tony Thompson. Matthew Priestley. But we did lose out on Urbic, Coppin, and... Oh, we lost out on Bourne. Damn it. Both defensive ends that we were looking at, man, and we lost out on them. Wow. God, Penn State is such a fucking thorn in our side, dude. They just come in from out of nowhere. Every freaking year, dude. It's infuriating. Alright, let's reassess. What week are we in? We're week 6. God, we're gonna lose out on a 5-star quarterback again. One time, I just want to be able to show you guys how it gets the 5-star quarterback. Because every time I do it in a league or an offline dynasty, and I'm not on camera, I get the 5-star quarterbacks with no problem. But for whatever reason, every time I do it on stream, I get sniped at the last second for a freaking 5-star. I don't... Whatever, man. The system works. I don't know why every time I do it on stream that I get sniped for this fucking... for the quarterback. It's stupid. But there's nothing I can do about it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and... I guess... We're in week 6. We're still not going to make it to 11, so there's no point. Alright, with Brazil, let's add the hard sell. It's going to be workhorse. Alright, McSurdy. We should get a commitment. Sombrillo is still not in top 5. Burford, yeah, we need to just be out on Burford. We can't come back from that. Let's try to jump in on Deontay Callaway here. Try to jump in on Shin. Pro potential and athletic facilities, so it's got to be workhorse. Try to jump in on Bienemy. Go pro potential. Gauge. So this can only be one of 2, but we're not 2 top 5 yet, so we're just put a full 60 on him. Try to jump in on Danny McQuaid. Championship contenders, what we'll pitch here. I believe this is going to be football influencer. Yeah, we're out on Wayne. We're just gonna take Wayne off the board. Try to jump in on Gene Morton here. And we'll put our remaining hours on Major Keener. Is there anyone else that we should jump off the recruitment of? Probably should get off of O'Connell. Yeah, we're not going to be able to come back into that. So we'll get out on O'Connell. Do we want to get out on Angel? We'll stay on there for now. Let's advance. Let's check the board. Oh, the playing style thing has resolved itself with Karoma, and we are not too far behind, so we will get back in on that. Let me add 5 right now. We'll swing back around. We did get a commitment from McSurdy. Alright, so we're looking good on deal, although Clemson is making a big push, and they've got a visit this week, so we're probably going to lose out on deal. Just is what it is. Every defensive end that we had on the board, we're losing out on. It sucks, man. Alright, Sambrillo finally cut to top 5. We'll go ahead and schedule a visit. Championship contender. It's gonna be TV time. No, it's not. What is this one? There we go. Football influencer. Crow, we're still unopposed on Meredith. See if we can get in on Deontay Callaway here. Let's take off Send the House. We'll schedule a visit with the Alabama game. Pro potential. Swap this 15 for 25. Shin. There's nothing more we can do. We just gotta try to play catch up here. Alright, let's get some time in on Karoma and try to make up for lost time on him. The enemy, we just gotta ride it out. I don't think there's anything more we can do here. Kane Gage, we can take off the Send the House. There's no available dates for a visit with him. Oh wait, he's still in top 8, that's why. Okay. I saw that wrong. We're probably out on McQuaid, but he's got a visit before us. Yeah, we're not going to be able to catch up. We're just going to be out on McQuaid. Morton, we're in the lead here. We'll take off Send the House. Schedule a visit for Alabama week. Pro potential is what we'll sell. We'll swap this 15 for 25. Major Keener. Schedule a visit with the Alabama week. We'll go with playing time. Alright, Felix Angel will schedule a visit for Iowa. Proximity to home is what we'll sell. And we'll go all in on Edward Yates. And I'm going to put more hours on Angel just because we're trying to jump in late on this guy. Alright, so we're going to double soft sell the clutch and time to work. time to get to work. I'm going to come up here and put more time in on Callaway. We know pro potential and brand exposure. So it could be either of these two. So we'll do the double soft sell here. And we'll just add this extra 10 here on Gene Morton. Advance the week. Alright, we got Bieniemy, but we got locked out of Caleb Deal like I thought we would. Can't recruit a defensive end to save us for nothing, man. Brazil, we're going to try to hold off Oregon. They'll probably swoop in and take him because I think this is their visit week, is it not? Yep, it is. So we'll probably lose Brazil to Oregon. Sambrillo, we're just going to ride it out. Still unopposed on Krull. Meredith now has some competition though. So we'll put maximum hours on Meredith. Deontay Callaway, we're in first place, and we now know that his pitch is workhorse. Off a shin, we're out on off a shin. There's no way we can overcome that. And we already had our visit. Karoma, we're in the lead now with Karoma, so we're just gonna keep going. Kane Gage, we're in the lead, top 5. Let's schedule a visit. Schedule it for Iowa, championship contender. Let's add the hard sell on for Gene Morton. We know pro potential and proximity to home, so that's going to be grassroots. I think. Hold on. Let me double check. Yeah, okay, grassroots. Major Keener. Let's add the 40 back on. Playing time. Championship contender, that's going to be TV time, I think. I don't know why I have like bad results every time I get on stream to show y'all. It's like I just want to show y'all what fucking works for me when I'm playing off camera. But every time I try, it's like the game just doesn't want me to show y'all. Alright, so now I'm going to take stock of what I still need. I'm going to go look and see if there's any under-recruited guys that I can add to the board. Any defensive ends. I need one linebacker, preferably a power rusher. I need a bunch of corners. Go look at corners. Shin's committing next week. We're out on McQuaid because he's about to commit. Of course, there's no corners here. Guess we'll have to look in 3 stars. Now we will scout these guys out. Let's look at outside linebackers. Are there any available that are higher tier? Of course not. Every time I'm on stream, it never fucking works out, and it's annoying, man. Like, I just want to show y'all how to do it, but every fucking time I do it on stream, it's torturous. When I do it off stream, there's no problem ever. Stay away from JUCO players if you're a 3-star or better program. Alright, so I am going to scout these before I normally don't approve of scouting in the middle of the season, but I don't want busted gem 3 stars, so it is what it is. I'm not going to get all of them on the board this week, but I'd rather not waste the hours just to find out that they're a bust. I'll go ahead and use the 5 hours though here, otherwise it goes to waste anyway. Simulate the week. I guess I should have checked athlete on under recruited athletes. Let me do that now before I forget. None that we can really jump in on. One moment. And we got locked out of Angel. Of course we did. And we lost Brazil like I said we would. Alright, Sombrello, nothing more we can do. Pro, nothing more we can do. Meredith, we can take off Sun the House. Schedule a visit for the Iowa game. Pro potentials, what will sell. Swap this 15 for a 25. And we should be able to figure out what the pitch is here. There we go. Callaway, we've got everything set. Karoma still in top 8, so there's nothing more I can do there. Gage, we've got everything set. Morton, everything's set, nothing more I can do. Keener, same deal. Yates, same deal. Alright. Okay, so because this Florida State decided to jump in on this one now, I have to put maximum hours on immediately. Again, I'm just checking to make sure they're not busts before I recruit a 3-star. That's all our hours this week. Alright, so we got Ty Kroll, we got Gene Morton, didn't get locked out of any other players, at least not that it looked like. Alright, should get a commitment from Sombrello. Looking alright on Meredith. Should get a commitment from Callaway this week. Alright, Karoma cut to top 5. Let's get a visit scheduled. Plain style. We're going to go with pro potential though. We're going to take this 15 off. 25. His pitch can only be the clutch. Kane Gage, we've got everything set. Keener, nothing else we can do. Yates, same deal. So we're still unopposed. Croson is at top 5. Schedule a visit. Pitch Coach Prestige. Now, one thing here, the reason I would pitch Coach Prestige over brand exposure, there are a couple that are dynamic that can fluctuate. So playing style, you've seen that one fluctuate during a season. Championship contender can fluctuate during the season. And I guess technically so can playing time, but it's a little bit different. It doesn't really fluctuate based on anything out of your control or that happens in the game. It fluctuates based on how many you can get locked out on certain players with playing time, and it's not based on how many minutes they get or anything like that. It's literally how many of those at that position that you have on the roster and on your recruiting board. So but the championship contender and the playing style, those are dynamic ones. If you're tight on hours, especially with a smaller school, you may want to actually like avoid recruits with championship contender and playing style deal breakers, just to avoid the hassle. At larger schools, it doesn't really matter that much, but I need to go get a water here in a minute. Let's see. And Florida State's being a dick again. Advance the week. Alright, so we got Sombrillo, got Callaway, we got Keener. Alright, we should get a commitment from Meredith this week. Got everything right on Karoma, so we're just going to ride that one out. Might get a commitment from Gage this week. Might. Yates, we might get a commitment. Ursula's still top 8. Crosan jumped out to a pretty big lead with them. Emery still in top 8. Kennedy, we can add more hours to. Excuse me. We got Meredith, we got Gage, we got Yates, we got Crozan. looking good on Karoma. And Karoma's an example, guys, of why you don't want to necessarily take someone off if they lock you out because of a playing style deal breaker or championship contender deal breaker. If you have the board space to leave them on and see if you can make a comeback and if it'll right the ship, do so. Because as you can see, it paid off me keeping Karoma on the board. Alright, Emery. We can take this off. I'm not going to schedule a visit. There's no point if we don't have anybody competing for him. So I'm just going to put the hard sell on here. I mean, I guess I can schedule a visit if I have nothing else to spend the hours on. But we'll circle back on that. Someone in Minnesota jumping in on Antonio Dobbins here. And 4 people going after Talbot now. I guess we can circle back and do the visit. There's no point not to, because it's just points that are going to go to waste. Proximity to home. Academic prestige is the best one, so we'll go with that. Right. Just advance the week. To get a second top 5 class, we're going to have to really kill it in the portal, unfortunately. We'll take a look at where we're at right now on that. As it sits right now, we are in number 1 with 7 5-stars. I remember last season we had 15 5-stars. Alright, Karoma's in top 3. Ursua's in top 5. Put the hard sells on these guys right now if we're not having to compete for their visit time or for their influence. Proximity to home there. We got some competition on Bouchard now. Pitch Coach Prestige, which is an A+. Just double checking that Prove Yourself was the only one it could be. Looks like somebody got out on Talbot. Florida State rescinded their offer. They didn't like the competition on him. scheduling visits now for the season. Alright, we got Karoma, got Emery. I can do on any of these guys, but I'm just going to do another quick check. Okay, I take it back. On Jameson, I can set the hard sell. Oh, I'm wrong on that. I thought it was student of the game. Apparently, I'm wrong. My apologies. I was too hasty in setting the hard sell there. Okay, everything else is set. There's nothing more I can do or change. So at this point, I am going to simulate to the bowl game. Well, I guess we'll just do next week. I don't want to skip anything on accident. Probably fine doing it to the bowl games, but okay, so we got Canada, we got Dobbins, we got Bouchard, we got Talbot. Alright. Something I'm testing out in this is my custom conferences with no custom with no conference championship games, just to see how it plays out, testing things to see what I can use in the leagues that I run, what stuff I can adopt for future leagues. So we got Long. So we still do get a conference championship week if we have all conferences without conference championship games. That's interesting. We'll take a look at what the CFP bracket looks like without conference championship games. Okay. I'm not mad about that. It's pretty good. Okay. As I said earlier in this game, to expedite what I'm trying to test in this dynasty, I am going to force win me through the playoffs this season. Next season, which will be off camera or off stream, I will be forced losing every game next season so that I can get fired and go to as small of a school as possible to test out a talent build. Jaden Rashada won Heisman? What? That kid can't even decide where he wants to go to school. He just entered the fucking transfer portal to go to like his 6th school in 3 years. Alright, so where do we stand on early National Signing Day? We are in first place with 7 5-stars, 9 4-stars, and 10 3-stars. Not as big of a lead as I would hope to have at this point, but you know, it is what it is. Out of curiosity, let me look at season stats. Jaden Davis did not throw for a ton of yards this season. 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And again, it's Michigan's offensive playbook, so played in 13 games. So he played in every game. Russian attack was not great. Wow, it wasn't great at all. Team really took a step back this season from last year. Allowed a few more sacks. Didn't get as many sacks. Got more interceptions though. Kicking was 80%. Not a great year considering that we're undefeated, but you know, that is what it is, I guess. Make sure I've got that set. There's a good game from Jaden Davis. And we're in the national championship against Texas Tech. Texas Tech, the 12 seed. That's interesting. That should unlock CEO and program builder once I become a head coach somewhere. We have players leaving. Evan Link is talking about transferring. And he is transferring. Okay. We got Colston Loveland, Kenneth Grant, Maxwell Hairston, and Jayshon Barham going into the draft. results. And we also had Cody Jones get drafted. That's cool. Let's look in the transfer portal. See if there's any really good potential targets. Sonny Styles. Okay, that's a name. Martel Height, Nate White, Krishan McRae. That's a pretty good wide receiver. Jack Endries is not bad. Jalen Slappy. Is that a real person? Defensive ends here. We got Zane Flores, a sophomore from Oklahoma State, as a potential quarterback target. So we'll add him. We'll add Sonny Styles, I guess. We'll add Martel Height. Let's see. Do we want to add Krishan McRae? I like Krishan McRae. Guess we'll try to get James Duran to replace Evan Link. We're gonna go for Jalen Slappy, why not? Do I want to take the 3-star Roland Jameson off of the board and go after that wide receiver as well? Yeah, I'm going to. His acceleration is an 84. I don't like that. Thankfully he did not commit before the transfer portal. Checking the 3-stars real quick, make sure there's not a 3-star I'd want over that other. I could get DeMarcus Bryce. He's a 3-star speed rusher out of Nebraska. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do that. 3 stars, a 3-star. I guess I'll... Let me scout him. Yeah, that's fine. Let me scout that wide receiver too. Let me at least look at what he looks like. It's Dortch. Mojo Dortch. What a name. Mojo. Whoa, 99 speed, 97 excel. I think I'm going to go with him. Alright, well, let me get this going. So, offer, visit, we'll go with Coach Prestige. We can do the triple soft sell since it's plain style to figure out which one it is. Martel height, brand exposure. Prestige. Coach Prestige. Coach Prestige. Coach Prestige. Coach Prestige. And brand exposure. Pretty good stats. That's a strong dude right there. Alright, and again, just like last season, off season, I only had 5 targets, and somehow only got 2 out of the 5. But it's the same system that I use in the regular season, just shortened down to 4 weeks. Okay, so we know Coach Prestige. Let's see if we can figure it out. Alright, so it could be Student of the Game. Can't be Prove Yourself. It could be Prestigious, so we're going to double soft sell Student of the Game and Prestigious. for Sunny Styles. And we know that it's the clutch. So we'll switch that over to the hard sell. Martel height, we're number 3. That's not promising. Brand exposure is what we know. Let's see. So it can't be that. It could be that one. Could be to the house. Can't be that. So it can only be to the house or workhorse. So we'll double soft sell this. We're in number 1 on his board. We know coach prestige and brand exposure, so that can only be to the house. James Durand, we're in number 1 spot. We know championship contender. We know coach prestige. That can only be to the house. I'm actually second guessing if Krishan McRae's can only be to the house, so I'm going to double check here. So we know coach prestige, we know brand exposure. Okay, so it can only be to the house. Tretch Kakahuna. We are number 3 on his board. That's not too promising. We know championship contender, coach prestige, so that's going to be to the house. Jalen Slappy, we are number 2 on his board. Right, we know coach prestige, so that could be coach's favorite. It's the only one it can be. Aaron Alexander, we're number 1 on his board. We know coach prestige, so it could be student of the game or coach's favorite. It could be prove yourself, and it could be prestigious. So we're gonna have to do the triple soft sell, and if it's not any of the 3, then we'll lose out a little bit of influence, but we'll know it's the 4th one. So. Alright, and Dortch, we're only number 3. I don't like that. I want this guy, but we're probably not going to get him. We know brand exposure, we know championship contender, so that could be one of 2. It could be to the house, or it could be TV time, so we'll double soft sell here. Let's see who we lose out on. We got Sunny Styles, we got James Durand, we got Jalen Slappy, but we lost out on Martel Height. Of course we did. Georgia didn't even schedule a visit and somehow got him over us. It's ridiculous. Alright, so we know it's student of the game for Flores. Let's switch that to the hard sell. And we're in a good position with him. Rashawn McCray, we're in a good position. Nothing else we can do on that one. Kekauna, we're neck and neck with Penn State. Nothing else we can do. We'll see if we're able to beat them out or not. Probably not. Aaron Alexander, we're in a good spot. And so it was the one that we didn't pick, which is going to be Prove Yourself. Dortch, we're in number one, we're in first place with him. It's TV time, so we'll swap that over to the hard sell. And let's see, is there anybody still in the transfer portal worth anything that we can try to jump back in on? It's too late to get in on Nate White. Could try Paracheck. We could probably get in on Paracheck. I've gotten Jameel Croft before. He wasn't bad. Let me scout him real quick. Yeah, he's not bad. We'll jump in on him. Coach Prestige, so we'll just load up hours. See if we can jump to the top of his board. Alright, we got Rashawn McCray, we got Aaron Alexander, we got Mojo Dortch. That's good, but we lost on Kekauna. Fucking Penn State, dude. Alright, let's see. Nothing else we can do on Flores. Croft has got us number 1 and we're in top 5. We can schedule a visit for this week with him. We'll go Academic Prestige. You know, Academic Prestige and Coach Prestige, so that's probably going to be Student of the Game. But I guess it could also be that one, but it's not because of Campus Lifestyle. So, okay. And then is there anyone here that was did not have an offer? Nobody that I can offer. Probably too late to get in on Paracheck. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try because I don't have a better option. I'm just gonna load up as many hours as possible. Probably won't work, but you know, it is what it is. Just trying to keep a top 5 recruiting class here to unlock Elite Recruiter. Right, we got Flores, we got Croft. We did not get Paracheck. Well, maybe, actually we might have. Because he might be a walk-on, but he probably walked on at Purdue. So let's look. Yeah, he walked on at Purdue. Alright, that's fine. So our class is, we did get the #1 class for a second year, with only 7 5-stars instead of 15 this time, but that's alright, I guess. Smaller margin of victory here with the 262.45, but the important thing is that we got our second top 5 class to unlock Elite Recruiter, at which point I can go over here and invest the points that I know I'm going to spend on Elite Recruiter, which is going to be tier 2 for each of these, except for kicker punter. Oh, now you're going to tell me it's unlocked. Thanks, I guess. Alright guys, so that's the recruiting video. Sorry, it's getting a little late, so it probably wasn't as entertaining towards the end of that. And I did get kind of upset about the issues that we had, but even on what I consider to be the bad examples with this and the previous 2 videos, I still have had the top class every time. So it still works even when I don't think it's working at its best. So you can imagine how it feels when it's working at its best. So it is what it is. That'll be the video for tonight, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, if you learned anything, please like the video, comment on the video, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, I appreciate that. You can catch me as a co-host over on the Maze Madman channel on Monday nights with my guy Maze Madman and the Boxing Maniac. Otherwise, I am going to call it there for the video. Have a good rest of the evening, guys. Go Blue.